Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, welcome. So here today with Kingdom, manga chapter 699 and 700. So 699, this one's titled The Number of Decapitated Heads. Let's get right into it and let's get rating. After Kanki kinda, with his insolence, started talking back to the king. But I think we all saw that coming, if we're being completely honest. Anyway, 699. You're the one who started this invasion. I wonder if there's anything specific about like Kanki's sun, like the sun emblem being tattooed, maybe not tattooed, but being on his boots. I wonder if there's like anything specific about that. So you're the one who has the most blood on his hands, and you see all the crows pecking out the eyes. I always wonder why they always go for the eyes. Is because it's like squishy? Is that why? In this world, King of Shin. They're really putting that sun emblem into our faces, aren't they? A fearless rebuttal. I mean, it makes sense what he's saying, but you're also kind of missing the point, but also not really, you know, it's kind of one of those, really. That's right. With the sword at her throat. That's right. You started this war. So their blood is on your hands too. The boss doesn't have to take this crap from you. You've caused the most death. Silence. What? You don't know who you're talking with. You don't know who you're talking to. You're talking to the king. I'm not here to go along with your childish sophistries. Sophistries. Anyway, he's being sophisticated, alright? That's the part. Don't dismiss it as sophistry. You've killed way more than a few 100,000. This is about the prisoners. I don't remember ordering you to massacre them. Even if you didn't, this is just part of the consequences of your war, right? That's exactly why I'm here, to pass a sentence. So I take all the blame and you get to judge me as the instigator of this war. It's my responsibility to judge your reckless actions, and I bear an even greater responsibility to abolish all 6 states. Pfft, truly a bloody king. I'm a cute puppy compared to you. I don't know. I get it, but I don't know as well. That's obvious. It's precisely because of soldiers' deaths that we must draw an absolute line when executing civilians and prisoners. We do not intend to have another Hakuki among our 6 great generals. From what I know, Hakuki in history was actually like regarded quite well for doing all that, from what I remember. But you know, obviously in the Kingdom world, he's seen as like the evil, you know, Mangoku being like, how could you? Yeah, and all that good stuff. Hakuki, one of the 6 great generals who buried 400,000 prisoners at Shohei. There's a weird look in Kanki's eyes right there. I don't know why, but there's just a strange look in his eyes in that one panel up top left. That massacre shook all of China. The people of Zhao have borne a deep hatred for us ever since then. Their children are raised bitter against us, and resentment only grows from there. Even if we conquer the states, we will not be able to rule them if we commit these horrible deeds. Your actions make me recall the evil sins committed at Shohei. What's going to be Kanki's response? No response yet, damn it. If we do not unite the other states after this war, everything we did up until now will have been for nothing. That cannot happen. Hold on. Are you serious? Putting massacre aside, invading their homes, killing, pillaging, after all that you want to break bread with them. I mean, it sounds kind of ridiculous, but every conquest in history has been ridiculous. You seriously believe that's gonna happen? People have a very short attention span, unfortunately. Like, yeah, they'll get conquered, they'll be like, I hate you forever, and then like 5 minutes later, after, you know, they give you a little bit of money, food, and, you know, some water to drink, you're like, yeah, you know what, actually I quite like them. I do. Coco, what do you think? You think we can be buddies with Zhao? In your dreams. What did you say? They chopped Raido to bits, piece by piece, while he was still breathing. They're the ones who started this. Even if we defeat Zhao, I refuse to live alongside them. I'd rather kill every single last one of them, you. Coco, she's only speaking from the heart? Coco, I understand that it is a difficult path, but even so, someday it will. It's not about it being difficult. Yeah, we could unite the states, end all wars, and live happily ever after. But humans will never let that happen. Ever. You expect too much of humans. King of... Yeah, that's a dope-ass panel, even though he's wrong. As I just said, like, every war in history has had a conquest and then a unification. So, like, I'm sorry, that's most certainly... You're most certainly wrong, Kanki. I think you don't expect much of humans, and I don't think you expect enough of humans. That's my take. I usually agree with Kanki quite a lot, but like this time, firmly, that's a firm no from me. Yes, I do. What's wrong with that? That's a nice rebuttal. I believe and have hope for people. I am a king who will go through any hardship to find the shortest path to peace to this era of warring states. Unlike you, who doesn't do anything and turns to hopelessness. Hopelessness. No. My king. What is it? What's the verdict? My fate. Are you gonna take my head or not? If you do, you'll die here too. You won't die. Your revered path of blood will end here. Though that might be in everybody's best interest. Nah, you ain't gonna die. Is he saying like, well, I'm too good of a general. Without me, you have no hope? Or is he gonna say, well, if you kill me, they're all gonna launch at you? But if that's the case, they're gonna slaughter all your soldiers. I'm sorry. That's just that one guy came up and was like, okay, tack. Cut off her sword and like with a sword at her throat. Like you ain't gotta do shit, alright? Those are elite personal guards. I came to take your head if you didn't have any reason for your action. But hearing Marin's explanation is enough to save you from punishment. Hyo, Shiga, sheathe your sword. Really? I thought Marin's excuse was pretty half-assed. Boss, there's one more reason why I'm pardoning you. Your accomplishment in crushing Kocho. I definitely didn't think the Kanki army alone would be able to take down the headquarters of Zhao's commander-in-chief. Our own commander-in-chief, Shohei-kun, deemed your success to be immeasurably important. Fair enough. After considering all of these details, I've decided to pardon you. You sure it's okay to leave me as one of the 6 great generals? He's just asking for trouble, and I like that. I like that a lot. If you want, I'll return it. That shiny golden necklace. The strength of the 6 great generals is essential to conquering all 6 states. That hasn't changed. The necklace will remain in your care for now. However, engrave this in your hearts. The next time you do something so reckless, we won't have a civil discussion. Your head will roll before you can say a word. Ooh, my goodness, my jolly goodness. Now that's a threat. And next time, if you put your feet up on a table like that in front of the king, I'll cut them off. Remember this, Kanki. Remember your role, alright? Remember your role. Remember where you stand, alright? Phew! Woo! We're saved. But Kaneki now has a completely different look in his eyes as well. I mean, he always has a kind of like BS look in his eyes, but like he has a different BS look in his eyes. Originally, Shin's laws of war dictated that soldiers could take 7 heads of the enemy from battlefields and exchange them for rewards, which is likely why beheadings were tallied in Shin's records with such detail. However, in Shin's records of the Grand Historian, the 100,000 heads taken by Kanki were omitted from history. What are you doing here? I'm assuming that's Shin. Of course it's Shin. Say! Okay. Shin, it's kind of poetic, isn't it? Like he's surrounded by all of that, and what does he find? He finds light. The shining ray of light in these troubling times. It's Shin. Alright, let's go to chapter 700. We've made it to chapter 700, ladies and gentlemen. Chapter 700. Let's get ready to rock and roll. The tension after the battle. 700 chapters. That's a milestone and a half. Congratulations. The path of a supreme ruler. Shin! Didn't think that we'd meet again on the front lines of all places. Stand up, say. Let's go somewhere less depressing. Come on. Okay, you're right. Where's your horse? Don't know. I walked here. Huh? Can 2 people ride? Easy as pie, man. You're too fancy, alright? Grab onto me so you don't get thrown off. Don't grab too tight, though. That's gross. You're so particular. Look, say. It's the sunset. I know what a sunset looks like, Shin. It's bright red, like blood. Okay. You know what? I think I mentioned this before, but as a kid, I watched Lord of the Rings, and in Lord of the Rings, they say the sky, you know, when they wake up, that they're like the sun's, actually not the sunset, it was more like the dawn was like bright red, which meant that a lot of blood was spilled the previous night. I used to think that that was actually a thing in real life, not just in the movie, like where like if it's like bright red in the morning, that means that a lot of blood has been spilled. That's what I used to think. I know I was an idiot as a kid, but hey, I was like 6 years old when I watched Lord of the Rings, and it was like one of my favorite movies, and I really enjoyed it, and I didn't know what to make with that. All right, so cut me some slack. cut me some slack. It's bright red, like a moon, like blood. You really can't read the mood, can you? Look over there. See that mountain that's a bit higher than the others? Yeah. Just over it is AQ, a damn difficult place to fight at. The Heishin unit fought like madmen to get through it and over to Kocho's headquarters. AQ had some insanely steep cliffs, but our rookies climbed it and wrenched open a path for us. Oh, well, I guess Ohon from the Gyokuho gave us a few points on tactics, but let's not talk about that. Forget him. And once we reached the top, I had to fight this bun-shaped big dude, Gaku Haku. He got me good a couple times, but I ended up winning. Sounds like every fight you ever had. So after we passed AQ, Kanki had already defeated Kocho. Ten told me this, but it's because we took AQ that Kocho sent his rear guard to engage us. And that's when Kanki did him in. I don't know, but maybe Kanki called us over just so that would happen. Can you believe him? What's brewing in that head of his? There is no mistaking it, he really is a genius. But even if he is, that man, yeah, he's an annoying piece of work, alright. Say, I'm sorry about this, and thanks for coming all the way here. Why are you apologizing? I should be thanking you. I wasn't close by, so I couldn't stop them. They kind of just told you, go somewhere else, and it is what it is sometimes. It is what it is. You can't stop everything. If I had been there, I could have stopped his senseless killing, but it wasn't your fault. I heard you were intentionally separated from them. I was ready to go back and beat the hell out of Kanki, but Ten and the rest stopped me. Said it'd be an all-out battle between the two armies, so this fort just popped up. Is there really ain't nobody here who can stop Kanki? And then you came. I mean, yeah, he didn't really stop Kanki either. He threatened him, and we'll see where that stops Kanki. But hey, we'll see. I came, but I couldn't pass judgment on his deeds. At this time, we need him to win. I guess so. Pisses me off though. For now, I let him go with a warning. It should keep him from making any more drastic and rash moves. But Kanki's not my biggest concern right now. I'm worried about the aftermath of such a massacre. Fair enough. We spoke about this once before at the palace, but you're about to face the full fury of the Zhao people. If their morale had fallen, we would have had the upper hand, but the extreme cruelty we showed has made them more. And after this war, they won't forgive us. I mean, giving them more morale, made them more furious, that kind of thing. I think there was a word that was left out. It'll be fine, say. I fully intend to bring Zhao to ruins. Of course, they're going to be enraged. And the battles are getting closer and closer to the citizens of Zhao. The closer we get, the more we'll feel their deepening pain and anguish. What else is new? Sounds like every war ever. The battles ahead will only get harder. There's no doubt in that. We'll get through them like we always do. And without any Kanki-like crazy moves too. I already knew this, but you are truly strong. Shit, look at him. Just like, yeah, I'm a badass, aren't I? I'm a badass, aren't I? There. I'm your indestructible sword, aren't I? It's such a relief to have you here. Honestly, time after, as I said, he is the light. When you felt, when you felt that you were in the darkness, he came and he was the light. Huh? You say something, Luxian. Towards AQ. We can't see it from here, but if you go past it, go right and further beyond. There's Heiyu and Bujo. Yeah, we're aiming to take those cities. After capturing those two strongholds, we go further north towards Zhao's royal capital, Kanta. Zhao's royal capital, Kanta. It's been 16 years. 16 years since Shika of the black market helped me escape Kanta. That was like chapter 100 or so, give or take. Her noble 150, I think it was actually, like 162 maybe. Her noble sacrifice, I don't know why I went that specific, but something like that. Her noble sacrifice allowed a child to barely escape with his life. And that same child came back as the king of Shin, and today he stands at the throat of that same city. Of course, this is all thanks to the sacrifices all of you soldiers have made. It's not just soldiers, you've been fighting with us, haven't you? But wow, we're almost there, aren't we? Yeah. Only 2 more strongholds and a royal capital to go. And the state of Zhao. Oh, those are some piercing eyes. Like, truly, like, he almost looks like Hoken. Like, straight up with the head over it and the eyes. He almost looks like Hoken, like, I am the Bushin. That's how he looks, like, that intense gaze. And the state of Zhao will fall, yeah. Of course, like you said earlier, the grueling tough fights will continue on. However, we are on the edge of piercing the very heart of Zhao. Damn right. Leave it to me, say. Damn, the king and his general. The king and his general. Woo! What is the Kanki army thinking? Like, ah, shit. Naki, you punk. The hell you doing here, yo? Yo, we wanted to see if you three were okay. It's been a while, Naki. Yep, somehow. What's with the warm welcome? He's a traitor. Now, settle down, Coco. Don't now me, damn it. Getting upset like that will give you wrinkles. I won't be here long. What? You're dead. Don't sit down. Now. So, you need something? Where is the boss? Pretty sure he's got business with the ladies in his tent. I heard about Rido. Of course, I also heard about what you did afterwards. So I wanted to feel things out, to see where the boss's head is at. It's still on his shoulders. Oh yeah? Want to feel things out? You'll feel my boot in your ass if you don't leave. You took it too far, even if it was for revenge. It wasn't just because of Rido. It's just Kanki's true nature. We haven't seen Kanki the Beheader in quite a while. His true nature. Rido and I had a long history. So for the boss, Rido's death isn't just something he can brush off easily. Well, they were the closest. Of course, it's a big deal for him. How strange. I had heard that the Saki clan has been with Kanki. Wasn't there like a mention of that previously, I think? That the Saki clan has been with Kanki the longest. The hell? The Saki? Is your head alright? No way that's true. Oh, wait, I feel like I heard that too. Did I hear it from... Is he from the Saki clan? Did I hear it from you? Huh. Come to think of it. Where the Saki already were here when I joined. Whatever. Why would I remember when they joined? So we're getting a little bit of Kanki history. Is that what they're hinting towards? I thought about this before, but if they go back that far, why doesn't Kanki have any Saki officers? Probably because he's the head of the Saki clan? That's my assumption. No way, not those uncanny valley freaks. I'll have to agree with you. Even the boss keeps his distance from the unsettling butch. Nah, I think it's like he's trying to distance himself, not like so people can't pry into his personal life or something. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here. Even the boss keeps his distance from that unsettling bunch. Just go back already, Naki. I see. Nah, let's drink a little bit more. Ring Yoku. Ooh, that's a very cool tattoo. Okay. Sei stayed on the front lines a while and took the time to thank the soldiers for their dedication. My king! During that time, he visited Ohon. My king, please! No need. Look at the shins in the back like, Ohon is like, my king! And Shin is like, yeah. Sei spoke to Ohon about his own child. I too, recently. You have no place here. You're single. Get it? Wow. Wow. Afterwards, Sei left 30,000 of his soldiers as reinforcements and returned to Qumu with a small army. Although they were victorious, both the Kanki army and the Gyokuho had lost much of their fighting force. The reinforcements bolstered their ranks and revitalized them. On the other side, something was stirring deep within the depths of the grieving and defeated Zhao. Open the gates, and that something was the single most dangerous man Shin had faced yet, threatening to stand in the path again. Okay. Alright. We know who it is. Seika. Urgent news from Kanton. Where is the main palace? I have urgent news from Kanton. We know who that person is, don't we? The single most threatening person in their paths. Again, it can only be one, Mr. Boku Ri himself. Riboku. Has to be. 100% has to be. But yeah, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, that was 699 and 700. I do like the... I don't want to say that cost me, but I do like the fact that we saw sort of like the end of one chapter with the king arriving and declaring it an end, and then also almost the beginning of the next chapter / conquest / arc, you know, if that makes sense. So I do quite like what, you know, we got in these chapters, with chapter 700 and 699, kind of like the verbal one-on-one, and then like the uplifting one-on-one, you know, in that kind of sense. So I quite like this. Let me know what you all think about these chapters, ladies and gentlemen. I will see all of you in the next one. Until then, have a nice day. Peace out, and as always,